Imagine this. You know a woman who's stuck in an abusive relationship. She is pregnant and she would rather die than continue the pregnancy. You happen to have some spare abortion pills. What do? You give the pills to her, right? Wrong. According to the Polish abortion law, you're now a criminal. The situation which I've just described happened for real during the pandemic, so access to healthcare was even more limited than usually. Ania, the woman who was stuck in an abusive relationship, reached out to Justyna Wydrzyńska, a Polish abortion activist, a co-founder of Aborcyjny Dream Team, who help people access abortion and fight against abortion stigma. Justyna sent her pills to Ania, and for this she was found guilty of facilitating abortion and sentenced to 8 months of community service at 30 hours a month. This is crazy, right? Like, imagine being on either side of this situation. Why was Justyna punished for helping another woman access her basic right to healthcare, and why couldn't Ania access it in the first place? We demand justice for Justyna. We demand access to safe and legal abortion in Poland and everywhere. That's why on Saturday the 2nd December at 3 p.m. we're protesting outside the Polish embassy. We want to make our voices heard because we've been screaming for years, and for most of the time we've been ignored. If you don't know the political reality of Poland, for the last 8 years we've been governed by a bunch of far-right religious fanatics, also known as the Law and Justice Party, PiS. In 2016, they decided to introduce a total abortion ban bill in Poland, but our community said no. Hundreds of thousands of people, led by women and queer communities, took the streets to protest and forced the government to back out of this cruel plan. I was there at 17 with my little black boots and my little black umbrella, completely soaked with rain and cold, and screaming at the top of my lungs because I did not understand why would somebody try to take away the sad scraps left of my bodily autonomy. This time they listened. But even without the total ban, the abortion reality in Poland was still very harsh. Back then, you could have an abortion in only 3 cases. If the pregnancy was a result of a criminal act, if the mother's health or life was endangered, or if there were fetal abnormalities. Then, in October 2020, the Polish Constitutional Tribunal ruled that one cannot have an abortion in the 3rd case, so when the fetus has serious defects. This was 98% of abortion cases in Poland, so of course Poles got mad. We started protesting again, all over Poland and abroad, but they ignored us. In January 2021, the ruling became law. Since then, at least 7 women died in hospitals as a direct result of this law. Medical professionals refused to perform life-saving abortions in fear of being punished. This is a horrible, horrible reality. In October, we decided to finally change it. In the parliamentary election, we kicked the Law and Justice Party out of the government. The mobilization was incredible, with a record voter turnout, especially among women and LGBTQ communities who voted for the parties of the democratic opposition, contributing to a political shift in Poland and giving hope for a return to democratic standards. However, the future ruling coalition is very reluctant to confirm if they'll be supporting abortion rights, despite their campaign promises, so this is a very important moment to remind them that we're watching, we want these promises kept, and we will be holding them accountable as they take over. If you don't think this is relevant to you because you're not Polish, then I'm sorry, but you're wrong. In Europe, Malta, Andorra and Vatican City also have abortion bans in place, and while Britain doesn't, it doesn't make access to abortion here all perfect. If you want to get an abortion here, you need approval from 2 doctors, which is basically like telling you, oh, no, you cannot make this very important decision about your body all by yourself. Are you crazy? They might even try to slow down or stop the process. And in Northern Ireland, even though abortion was legalized in 2019, there are still very, very few medical providers and it is super inaccessible, especially to people from rural areas. That's why we need to stand in solidarity and demand safe, legal and accessible abortion for all, regardless of where they live, their social status or gender identity. If you agree, join us on Saturday at 3 p.m. outside the Polish embassy. Let's make our voices heard.